easy. It's not possible. Okay, the market will come to know. Today's market is more competitive. The customers are having more idea, lot of idea, all the information about the market. Gone are the days where we can charge more just for having more profit. Now competitors are there. If a company is producing the same product, I am also producing the same product. I can't sell more than the price what my competitor is selling for the same quality of product. If I am able to do that, maybe for short trend, then market will come to know what I am doing. Okay, then they will be going out of my company. They will be buying the product from other companies. Okay, so there are so many points we have to understand here. Sir, not this one, previous one. Yeah, this, yes. Thank you, sir. So we have two important points here. One is to ascertain the cost and to control over the cost. If I'm not having control, I will be ending up with a lot of cost, inflated cost. To produce one notebook, 300 pages is required. Okay, 300 page. But how much is the cost to buy that 300 page? What is the cost? Okay, so I have to be very careful about controlling the cost. So basically, cost accounting deals with ascertainment of cost and then to have control over the cost. Just now we discussed the cost of production is having a lot of components. One is raw material, labor, expenses. These three are the basic. We classify the cost into three. One is material cost, labor cost, expense cost. Over and above these three heading, over and above these three heads, if you incur any more cost, that cost we call it as overheads. Three heads we have. Basically, we have three heads. One is material cost, direct material cost, direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses. These three. Above these three, more than these three, if we are spending any cost, we have to call that cost as overheads. Overheads. Okay. So overheads may be relating to production. Overheads may be relating to office. Overheads may also be relating to sales and distribution. So based on the functional area in which such indirect cost is expended, we call them as prefixing of that particular place where it is incurring or the function connection to which it is incurred. Example, any overheads which are incurred in manufacturing process, we call it as factory overheads. Okay, what is overhead? First of all, I just told you above these three, except these three, whatever we incur, that's called overheads. That's one way of defining. Other way of defining what is overheads? Overheads. You might be using these words so many times, you know. What is overheads? Other than actual cost. So material overheads are not included in actual cost. So cost plus profit you're telling, you know, to arrive at a selling price. So in that cost, this overhead is not included. Then what is actual cost and overheads? How do you define actual cost? Cost or actual, you know? Okay. Then what's the difference between overheads and manufacturing cost?
Indirect cost.
Yes, sir.
Indirect cost.
All indirect costs can be called as overheads. All indirect costs. To manufacture a particular product, say for example, a table, dining table. If you take an example, the timber, the wood, what we use for making that particular furniture is called direct cost, direct material. Direct. Without that, you can't make that product. If that is the case, those material is called as direct material. Without that labor, you can't make that particular product. If that is the case, that is called direct labor. Okay. Without that particular expense, we can't make that particular product. Then it is called direct expenses. Okay. We can manage with that, or we cannot apportion directly to the output. Any expenses which are not able to be apportioned with the output can be called as overheads or indirect cost. Indirect cost is nothing but A cost which is not able to be clearly apportioned to the or allotted to the or absorbed by the product or service. That kind of cost is called as which one? Indirect cost, or we can call them as overheads. Okay, with this background, we will see how a cost of product is arrived. Okay, so I already told you cost accounting is nothing but a branch of accounting which deals with ascertainment and control over the cost. Ascertainment and control over the cost. We need some mechanism to ascertain the cost so that I can fix the profit and I can fix the selling price. Okay. Another one is when you incur cost, we can't just do the mathematician work, just totaling it. That is a simple clerical work. Anybody can do it. Just we are adding the numbers. That's what ascertaining. But of course, in ascertaining also we have some techniques. But more than that, while you incur a cost, you should be careful enough whether you are incurring the correct, right amount of cost. Is there any mechanism to control over, to have a control over the cost? Control means not reduction of cost. We are not talking about reduction here. Controlling means what? To make one notebook, I need only 300 page. Okay, what is the price of the 300 page? How can I get the same quality of page, the sheet, with the reduced cost? That's what control. Okay, or during the production, controlling the wastages. During the production, controlling the unnecessary movement of laborers. Okay, these are all the things we can have it in the production process. So those process or those concepts we call it as having a control over the cost. So cost accounting is nothing but a branch of accounting, basically, which is having a objective of ascertaining the cost of a product or a service, or to and also to have control over the cost. So there are so many methods available for us to have these two, to achieve these two objectives. To ascertain the cost, we have a lot of techniques. To have a control, to exercise the control over the cost, we have a lot of techniques. Okay, we are not going to discuss all those things. We are going to discuss only one in the ascertainment method, and another only one is in the having control. How do we exercise control? One method we are going to discuss. And how do we ascertain the cost of product? Only one more method we are going to discuss. Is it clear? Cost accounting. Okay. So based on the industry, based on the nature of product what we are producing, or nature of the service what you are rendering, the technique of ascertainment of cost will change, will vary. I can't adopt a technique which I'm going to adopt for a textile industry to another industry which is having some more similar, dissimilarity between these with this textile industry. Process costing, we have a technique called a process costing. Okay, this technique of ascertainment of cost can be applied only to those industries which are doing their production in the several processes. Oil refineries, textile. So these are all the industries where they will do production in a process. The output of one process will be the input for the subsequent process, the next process. Okay, the output of that particular industry or particular business will reach to the last level after crossing 2-3 processes. So those kind of industries should apply a certain technique of ascertainment of cost. That technique is called as process costing. Okay. Suppose another nature of industry. All products are manufactured for stock. All products are identical in nature. Identical. Meaning there is no process. Okay. Only one time it is produced, but production is not based on the specification of the customer. Say for example, notebook. Notebook is an example for this. They are not producing for any customer's specification. They do a survey in the market. They come to know which notebook is most popularly sold in the market. They produce in that way. That's it. Ruled notebook or unruled notebook or one queer notebook. Okay. How many pages to be there? How the wrappers should be there? Everything is decided by whom? The company. By taking a survey. That's all. By and large, they do a survey and they do it. Car industry. Okay. All cars are identical. All cars mean not all the company's cars. The one brand, one variety. what you can say. Sorry, sir. Yeah, suppose you take an example of Tata. Okay, they have some varieties of cars, but in one particular variety, one particular model, all cars are identical. So they are not manufacturing for any specified, customized manner. Okay, so that industry will follow a system called output costing or unit costing. Their method of ascertaining the cost should be called as unit costing. Total number of units produced is taken as a denominator. Total cost spent divided by total number of units produced is equal to cost of one unit. Simple. Okay, we have to add all the cost of production of that particular total number of units, and you're going to divide that total amount of cost by total number of units produced. I can get the cost of one unit produced. I will add the profit to that. I'll take the selling price. So this is one way of finding out the cost in this kind of industry. There are another industry, job costing. We will give order. The production is not on uniform basis. The production is based on customization. Tailor industry, construction. 30-40 site, okay. In that you are going to construct a residential building. But that residential building in 30-40 site, 30 by 40 site, need not to be same as others. What I order, I will say 3 floor is required. Ground floor fully parking. Or somebody will ask in ground floor 1 office room or one small house, 1 BHK house and parking, then 2 floors, G+2. I want then material to be used, maybe changing from person to person. Somebody will use hollow block, somebody will use solid block, somebody may use the sand bricks. Okay, so it changes. So this kind of industry will use separate method of ascertainment of cost, that is called job costing. Job. The costing is done for only particular job. Suppose our Dayanand University is going for a uniform ordering to a tailoring shop or from a ready-made garments industry. We are ordering. We need this much quantity, but all the quantity need not to be the same measurement. The measurement will change from students to students. So the tailor from that particular company will come to the campus and he will do the measurement. He will note down and he will be making it. The individual unit is different from other person's output, other person's requirement actually. So point I'm trying to tell you now is there are so many techniques of ascertainment of cost available. Each and every technique is not applicable to all the industries, all the businesses. It is the company to choose which costing technique or which costing ascertainment method is useful for me. So refineries, textile industries, process costing. Okay, any product is identical in nature. They just produce for stock. They produce, they just keep it in a stock. Customer will come and sell it and buy it. Those companies should apply uniform costing or unit costing. Otherwise, it is called output costing. Only that output costing we are going to discuss in today's class or in this particular course. Remaining all we are not discussing. If you know this, then the same logic you can apply for other costing. You are not going to be a cost accountant. You are just going to understand how the costing department functions. Okay. So we assume the industry is producing the goods for stock. All are identical in nature. If that is the case, how do I calculate the cost or how do I arrive at the cost? Okay, so this unit costing, it is a method of cost ascertainment. It is used when the production is uniform and continuous basis. I told you it's uniform production. There is no difference between unit 1 and unit 2. First unit to 10th unit or 100th unit or whatever the number of unit you are selecting, the same identical process, identical object will be there. Simple example, notebook, mobile phone, car. Okay, furniture. Furniture means it's a same furniture they are producing and keeping it. Order also is there. That's job costing. What nature of function you are doing, what nature of business you are doing. So I am producing furniture only for order. That comes under job costing. So I am producing furniture only in this model. Okay, I have 4 or 5 models. I'll produce like this. All the 4 or 5 models will come under uniform costing. Okay, so it is ascertained only when the production is uniform and continuous basis. Production consists of a single or 2 or 3 varieties of the product. Same product. Car means 2, 3 variety of car. Furniture means 2-3 variety of furniture. Notebook varieties. Okay. So the same product in size, shape, and quality, etc. So unit of output are identical. I told you, unit of output is identical in nature. What is identical? All are same. If you keep 100 notes here, we can't differentiate first note to second note. All are same. If that is the case, we can apply this method of costing called output costing or single costing or unit costing. So cost per unit is just found out in this method by dividing the total cost by the number of units produced. I already told you. Okay. So let us see one by one. Which are the industries the output costing can be used? Mines, quarries, brick works, okay, steel production, flour mills, breweries, dairies, paper mills, sugar mills, cement industry. These are the example for the industries which can apply, which can adopt, which can use unit costing as a technique of cost ascertainment. Okay. Up to now, any doubt? Okay, ascertainment of cost. So the production is going to be uniform. There is no change in the output of one to another. And then the cost units are identical. What is cost unit? Cost unit means? Here it is, cost unit can be, one of the cost unit can be number. In mobile phone industry, handset industry, what is the cost unit? Number. Numbers. Notebook industry, which one, sir? Which industry? Cement industry, it can be ton or kg or a pack. A pack of 50 kg, 30 kg or 100 kg, whatever it is, pack or kg. Weight is the unit of measurement. Weight. Okay. Likewise, car number. Okay, so we have so many industries which have their own unit of measurement. Unit of measurement. Suppose transport industry, how do you measure the unit? Kilometer per passenger or kilometer per ton, if it is a material. Okay, so like that we have unit of measurement, right? So cost per unit is the average cost. How it is arrived? Total cost is divided by the number of units produced, and the cost unit can be bricks number. Okay, barrel of beer or oil, whatever it is. Okay, then gallon of milk, a ton of steel or cement or sugar, etc. So cost in the total and per unit can be ascertained periodically. First month, how many units I'm producing? What's the total cost I incurred? Number of units produced. What's the per unit cost? I can arrive at periodically, weekly, or some units maybe daily. Depends upon the production cycle, how long the production cycle takes. Okay, then yeah, cost in total and per unit can be ascertained periodically. Cost is ascertained by summing up all appropriate costs. What are those appropriate costs? We are going to discuss now. Already we outlined it: material, labor, expenses plus overheads. Yeah. So in this particular method of ascertainment of cost, we use a particular instrument. That instrument is called as cost sheet, a document. Okay, so cost sheet is the document which helps us in ascertainment of cost in the unit costing. Okay, cost sheet. So what is cost sheet? How it look like? I'll show you the specimen. But just understand, it is a document which provides for the assembly of all the detailed cost of a cost center and a cost unit. What is cost center? Cost center is nothing but a place or a machine or a person to whom the cost can be calculated, accumulated. Okay, so that is called cost center. Okay, a machine can be a cost center. For us, the classroom first year BBA would be a cost center. Okay, so like that we have some cost centers developed for our own company or a business. Okay, so in the same if the same details are shown in the T form, ledger form, then it is called a production account. In financial accounting term, it's called production account. We debit all the expenses and we credit the closing stock. The total is called cost of production. Okay, cost of production. So we will prepare this weekly, or it can be for monthly, or it can be sometime for quarterly and yearly also. Okay, so it shows the detailed of all the element of cost. What are the element of cost? We already discussed. The element of cost is material, labor, expense plus overheads. So this is a simple cost sheet. The specimen what we are seeing here is the simple cost sheet. Look at this. Particulars, total cost, cost per unit. First one, direct material. To produce 10,000 unit of output of this particular product, how much material directly I'm using? Direct material, I already told you. Without that, you can't make that product. If that is the case, such material should be called as direct material. Okay, example, timber, I told you, wood in making a furniture. Okay, wooden furniture. Okay, then note paper is an example for direct material for notebook industry. Okay, like that we can have the example for direct material. Direct labor means converting that particular material into finished goods. For that, if you are employing somebody directly to make 1 unit of output, 10 rupees is the cost I'm going to give you. So piece rate system, if you apply, the 10 rupees is the labor cost, direct labor cost. Suppose the supervisor is there, no? The supervisor salary is not a direct cost, because without a supervisor also the work will go on. His duty is just to supervise and give instructions. But really the conversion is done by the end laborers. Okay, so the labor cost and direct expense. Direct expense means any expense that are directly associated with the unit of production. Okay, that is called direct expense. So we are adding these three in total. Suppose you are producing for 10,000, you are producing 10,000 units. For producing 10,000 units, how much direct material I have consumed? How much direct materials I have consumed? That is what? Direct material. Okay. How do you calculate direct material consumed? How do we calculate direct material consumed? Opening stock of raw material plus purchase of raw material plus any incidental charges to the purchase minus purchase return minus closing stock of raw materials. If you do this, you will arrive at a figure. That figure is called as direct material consumed to make this number of units, 10,000, 5,000 or 2,000, whatever the number of units. Then direct labor, how much you are paying as a labor cost, direct expense. If you add these three, you will get a total. The total is called as prime cost. You take any product, the maximum cost will be for these three. That's why we call it as prime cost, more than 50%. If you are buying a product for 10 rupee, out of the 10 rupee, 5 rupee or 6 rupee might have been spent for these three elements of cost. Okay, that's why we call this total of these three as prime cost. Then with prime cost, if you add works overheads, what is works overheads? The factory overheads, production overheads, manufacturing overheads. What is overhead? We already discussed. Any indirect expenses, any indirect cost, not even expense, any indirect cost. I'm using two words, cost and expense. Okay, both are slightly different here. Okay, expense, cost. Okay, so whatever I spent would be an expense, but whatever I'm apportioning to my particular product is called cost of that particular product. Okay, so indirect cost, I mean indirect expense, indirect labor, and indirect material, which is used in the factory, that should be called as any indirect material, any indirect labor, any indirect expenses that are used, that are there in the factory, means that should be called as factory overheads. Factory overheads. Okay, if I add the factory overheads with the prime cost, the total should be called as works cost. Works cost. Works means workshop. You're telling, workshop. Workshop means what? The place where we are making something. Okay, workshop, work cost. Along with work cost, if you add all indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses that are associated with the office and administrative expenses, office and administrative process, then we have to call that as office and admin overheads. Supervisor of a factory will be, where it should be added? Well, it's works overheads. Supervisor may not be there normally in the office. Suppose a supervisor is there in the office. Office supervisor salary should be added in Yeah. Suppose supervisor is there. Suppose if it is there, supervisor of an office, the salary payable to the supervisor of an office should be added with office and admin overheads under that. Example, okay, salary, accountant salary, okay, manager salary, HR manager salary, HR employee salaries, works overhead. Simple. That's a factory overheads. I mean, factory manager salary, factory supervisor salary, factory rent. Yeah. Okay, that is what you can say. The materials are stored in a place. Storehouse. Storehouse. Warehouse is different. Stores is nothing but where raw materials are kept. Warehouse is a place where output is kept. So that expense will come under
Selling and distribution.
selling and distribution overheads. Yes, selling and distribution overheads. Okay, we are classifying the overheads into three categories based on the function or based on the process to which it is associated. Two things are important. One is all indirects are called as overheads. Fine, understood. Then how it is office overheads, factory overheads, and selling and distribution overheads. The place where or the process to which it is associated with. Based on that, we classify them. Say, for example, machine insurance, premium paid on insurance for a machine. Where you will classify
Works
this?
overhead.
Works overheads, factory overheads. Okay. Interest payable on loan.
Office and admin overhead.
Machine, that story is over. Now it's interest on loan. Yeah, interest on loan means what? Loan is taken by? No, loan is taken by the business. For the business or not, we don't know. Loan is taken by the business. So selling and office and admin. So if you taken 1 crore loan, that 1 crore loan is only used for paying salary of office staff. The basic concept you are forgetting now. That is, interest is not a cost at all. It is your choice. Your choice. Actually, you need 100 rupee to do a business. How do you arrange it? That's your choice. I bring it from my pocket. I ask from my fellow shareholders, or I ask my bank, or I ask some other institutions to give as a loan. So that is your choice. Interest on loan is not a cost at all. That you cannot ask from the customer. Indirect of indirects. Which one? Finance
cannot
cost is
consider.
indirect of indirects. Yeah, you have to adjust with the profit only. You are compromising from profit because you taken a loan. If you have not taken the loan, that money comes to you. That profit comes to you. Entire profit is to you. Of course, in financial accounting point of view, interest is a charge against profit. To the tune of interest, profit will come down. Interest goes up, profit will come down. That is true in financial accounting. Okay, we are having all the right to debit the P&L account with the amount of interest what you are paying. To the tune of interest, my profit comes down. Ultimately, my tax comes down. If I pay more interest, less profit, then less tax. So that is different concept altogether. You'll study that in the next semester under corporate finance. So interest on debenture, interest on loan, dividend paid. These are all not the costs at all according to cost accounting. Income tax, no, it's not a cost. Income tax is paid by the company only for its income, its profit, not on the production. You cannot pass on that to the customer. Okay. Then what tax you can pass on to the customer? GST. Now sales tax is GST. So GST, suppose you're buying some material, okay, and you are producing something and you are selling it. After taking your input tax credit, the remaining is shifted to the customer. Meaning you are taking the total value of the goods along with GST. Okay, when you are selling, after you've taken some input credit, your remaining amount is going to the customer. Customer is paying that. You are collecting it. You're just a collecting point. You are collecting it and you are transferring to, Government of India's account. Okay, so that are the different concepts which do not come under the costing at all. Best example, dividend, interest, and then tax, income tax. Okay. So what is the example for office and admin overheads? Any other example? Office manager salary, office furniture depreciation, electricity of office building, depreciation of office building, depreciation of office building. Okay. Yes. ₹50 crores you have invested to construct the building in which you are going to run your office. That you should not add with the cost of this. You should not add. Who told you to customer? Did customer tell you to borrow money from SBI? Product cost should not go up. You are fixing cost plus profit. You told no. That profit you will be expecting more to cover up your interest. In that way, you are charging the customer. But genuinely speaking, the cost what you are arriving at should not be consisting of this interest what you are paying. Okay. That's what I'm telling you. You have to add that with the profit. You cannot tell that this is my cost. Cost of production is purely for making that product. You have an option to select with your own fund, or you have an option to select with borrowed fund. It is you, the finance manager, or it is a management of the company that has chosen the path of going to taking a loan. For that, I am not responsible. The cost, without that loan also you can produce that product. That is why we are not taking. The logic is without that also you can produce that product. That is why we are not taking that as a cost here. Okay. But if you have done that, your management will be interested to cover that also, means you will be charging little more profit. 100 rupees the cost. Instead of adding 10 rupees profit, you may add 12 rupees profit. So 112 you will sell it. But finally, when you come to the market is deciding your product price. It is not just we. It is not just us. Okay. The competitors are there. Okay. We have to align our price in line with the existing market. So that time you will automatically come down. If market is having only 110 rupees, you have to take 110 rupees only. But how it is going to advantage to you in a broader sense? Number of shareholder in another company will be more because they have taken all the money from shareholder. But your company has taken a choice that take borrowed capital. So in your company, number of share will be less. Both the companies are using 100 crore. Okay, the 100 crore, 1 rupee share means 100 crore shares are there in company B. In your company, 50 lakhs you have taken as a loan. So how many shares are there? Only 50 lakh shares are there. 1 rupee share, 50 lakhs. When you divide your net profit available for shareholder, you will be dividing by 50 lakhs only. But they will be dividing by 1 crore. I mean, okay, sorry, 50 crores and 100 crores. If that is the case, their denominator is more, then the answer is going to be less. For you, denominator is less, so the answer is going to be more. What is this called? EPS, earning per share. You remember earning per share? The profit available to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. The company which is using a borrowed capital will have less number of shares. A company which does not use even a small amount as debt capital will have more number of equity shares. In that way, it is suggested. So you are creating wealth to the shareholder by borrowing. But this will happen only when you are able to generate more income than that of the interest. Suppose your all profit is going only for interest, then you are not generating any wealth to the shareholders. That we already discussed in the last class, called as interest coverage ratio. Okay, so connect these all and understand. Okay, 1 or 2 example for selling and distribution overheads. Yeah, delivery cost, delivery van expenses. Just transport cost will be coming under office and admin expense. Just transport cost. Okay, delivery van
Advertisement.
expense. Delivery van expense is selling and distribution cost.
Advertisement.
Advertisement, good. Which one, sir? Salesman's traveling expense. Just traveling expense will go to office. Suppose your MD is traveling from Bangalore to Delhi. That will go to office and admin overheads. Okay. Marketing cost, marketing expenses. Any expense related to marketing expense, marketing activities. Any specific? Warehouse expense. Somebody told me warehouse charges. Then, sorry, sir. Distributor's profit. What is distributor profit? Distributor profit is profit, no? What is distributor? How the distributor profit comes into picture? Okay, dealer is there.
Any marketing campaign that would be
One
run.
second, sir. Online person. 1 second. Yeah. Who is selling? The manufacturer. He is selling to the distributor. No, how the dealership is working? Little more clarity. How the dealership is working? Any one example of dealership? No, example of dealership. What is there in the market? Any one name you tell. Sorry, sir. Okay. Exxon is a car. There is a Tata car distributor. How he is doing a business? Taking means? Taking means? Buying. Not buying. If it is purchased, then why he is separate? No, we already sold. His profit and all, I don't care at all. No, it's not coming under me. See, instead of selling to one customer, one car, I'm selling to Mr. X, Tata car distributor, 100 cars. Then he's not a distributor. Then he's an employee of the company. What is the dealing between you and that person? You call whatever the name it is. I don't care. But my problem is what's happening in the process. You tell me that. 1 second, sir. Okay. Invoice is generated by us in the name of the customer. That is facilitated by this gentleman, the middleman. We are calling it dealer or distributor. Okay, in this case, what is the remuneration I'm giving to that person? What do you call that? That's it. I already told you salesman salary. Now it is new one, salesman commission. If you said distributor, it's a separate entity. Okay, there whatever he is going to do, we don't care about it. He has to buy it. Advance he is making. On that basis, we are delivering the car. After selling, he is paying back or some dealing with between the seller and distributor and the manufacturer. But this case is a unique case. This is a normal business we have. Just facilitating the sales. So salesman, whatever you give to him should be added here in the name of selling expenses, selling and distribution overheads, whatever the name you call. For him, it is a profit. But for us, it's a commission or any other name you can have, commission or salary or whatever the name you can call it as. Okay. Yes, anything else? Are you convinced? Yes, madam.
Packaging expenses.
Sorry?
Packaging expenses.
Packaging expenses, yes. Packing and packaging expenses are coming under sales and distribution overheads. Okay, anything else? Delivery van depreciation. Depreciation on delivery van. Yeah.
Packaging, it's part of factory, right? Is it a selling?
What is packaging? Okay, why do you pack it? If you don't pack it, what will happen? It facilitates sales or it facilitates the production? No, part of production, part of sales, how it is? Sales. So, point, suppose your manager, you are having that kind of ideology, meaning that is only connected with production, then you have to take there only. But the basic logic is any indirect expenses connected to facilitating the sales, marketing, distribution, sales, and distribution. These three, if it is related to, then it should come under the last category called selling and distribution overheads. Okay, and moreover, this only for our internal purpose we are doing it. Okay, if you have a doubt or if you have that kind of logic, then you can add there itself. What's the problem? Total will be same. This total remains the same. But the problem is next year you are going to estimate the cost of another volume of products. That time we will be taking a percentage of this. Suppose prime cost is 1 lakh for 10,000 units. Next year you are going to produce 15,000 units. Okay, prime cost for 10,000 units 1 lakh. Then how much will be the prime cost to make 15,000 units? 1,50,000. Simple. It's a variable expense. To the tune of your output increasing, your direct cost will increase. That's why the nature of direct cost. To make one notebook, 100 pages required. To make 2 notebooks, 200 pages are required. That's all. The cost of material is doubled. See, that's why we call it as direct cost. That's the logic of telling it is directly connected to the production. Okay, so I've taken this 1,50,000 rupees for the next year. If suppose I'm getting an order, they're giving an order for 15,000 units. So I want to estimate and I have to tell them what is the price. Quotation, they ask for a quotation. So what is the price you may charge on this 15,000 units? You tell us. Like that, they would have gone for 5-6 manufacturer and they will finalize it. Who is giving the lowest price for the same quality? So for that time, you have to estimate. We can tell them, wait for 1 week, we will produce 15,000 units and we will tell the cost. By the time they won't be available for us. Before you produce, they want the price. Based on that, they will take a decision. Okay, for that reason, you will estimate the cost next year. Okay, so 15,000 units, 1,50,000 is the total prime cost. So what was the work cost for 1 lakh rupee in the previous period? The same percentage I will take it, apply in the next period. That time there will be small change because the breakup is going to different. If you charge one item to be charged in sales and you are charging in production, except that nothing will happen. Okay, but total cost will remain the same. Okay, so basic logic is the place or the process to which that particular indirect cost is connected to. Based on that, we'll classify them into these 3 categories. Okay, then if you add the admin overheads with the work cost, you will get the total. The total should be called as cost of production. Cost of production. Then selling and distribution overheads are added. We will call that as cost of sales or cost of goods sold. Okay. On that, how much your company is expecting a profit is to be added. Then that will be giving you the total amount of sales that need to be divided by number of units what you produced, 10,000. Okay, this total need to be divided by 10,000. You will get the number of, the unit cost, unit price, selling price per unit last. Okay. So this is how we have to estimate we have to ascertain, estimate and ascertain. Small difference. Ascertain means what happened, we are bringing it. Estimate means based on this, what happened, we are going to estimate for the next period of time for a new order. Okay. Right. So now the opening and closing was not taken into consideration in the previous one. Okay. If it is opening and closing of raw material, that need to be adjusted with the first line, that is called direct material consumed. Okay. Then look at this: opening stock of raw material plus purchase of raw material minus closing stock of raw material should be calculated for raw material cost. If suppose there is a work in progress, look at the second one. If it is work in progress, that need to be adjusted before you calculate works cost. Works cost. Remember, direct material, direct labor, direct expenses put together, we call it as prime cost. In this calculation, the first calculation is direct material. To calculate direct material, if there is any opening and closing of raw material, that need to be adjusted there itself. That's the first one. Okay, orange color. Then second, in green color, I have given the stock of work in progress. This need to be adjusted before you calculate works cost. Prime cost plus various types of factory overheads. Before you adding all these, you have to add opening stock of work in progress and minus the closing stock of work in progress. The remaining amount is going, the total amount is going to be works cost. Works cost. Okay. In the previous slide, I was telling you how to calculate work cost. Work cost is nothing but prime cost plus factory overheads. You remember? Prime cost plus factory overheads. Look at this. Prime cost plus factory overheads is equal to work cost. Suppose if that company has work in progress, before you calculate this work cost, you have to add the opening stock of work in progress and minus the closing stock of work in progress. The answer is called as work cost. Prime cost plus total of works overheads plus opening stock of work in progress minus closing stock of work in progress is equal to works cost. Okay. Similarly, there is another type of opening and closing, that is finished goods. This need to be adjusted before you calculate cost of goods sold. It is going to be added with cost of production and going to be minused with cost of production to get cost of goods sold. I repeat again, cost of production plus opening stock of finished goods minus closing stock of finished goods is equal to cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. Okay. Then if there is any scrap means what? You are producing some 1 lakh unit. At one stage, you are finding out 1,000 units are not up to the mark. If you further process it, it will affect the sales. It will affect the customer. So we are trying to eliminate that from the further process. Such unit can be sold in the market for a scrap. It's an income for us. So it should be minused. It should be minused from factory overheads to get factory cost. Okay. Along with the opening stock of work, work in progress, closing stock of work in progress, minus factory overheads. Minus the scrap value of the product what you are selling. Okay. So after this, you will get the final answer called cost of one unit. I have given an example. Yes, sir.
Work in progress and finished goods cost, can we name it as the inventory cost and then just subtract that?
You name it. Actually, it's inventory only. But what type of inventory? We have 3 stages here. Inventory is a collective term, broader term. But inventory includes raw material, work in progress, and finished goods. So inventory is a financial accounting term. Okay, here when you come in cost accounting, we have to classify them into 3 categories. Okay, because each and every category is getting adjusted in different places. Raw material, inventory of raw material is adjusted in cost of material consumed. Okay, inventory of work in progress is adjusted in factory overheads. Okay, inventory of finished goods is adjusted in cost of sales, cost of goods sold calculation. So in this stage, you can name inventory, but what kind of inventory you have to specify. Yeah. So these are the example: indirect material in factory, coal, oil, grease, stationery in factory, cotton, waste, brush, sweeping broom, etc. are the indirect material used in the factory. Indirect labor, works manager salary, salary of factory office staff. In factory also you'll have one office. Don't confuse what is a factory office. 100 employees are working. To take care of their attendance, timing, everything, there will be 2 members or 1 member will be there. He is going to be in an office, small office. Okay. Inspector, supervisor, wages of factory sweeper, wages of factory watchman, etc. are coming under the indirect labor. So these are all the factory overheads. Okay. Indirect expense which may occur in the factory is factory rent, depreciation of plant, repair and maintenance of machine and plant, etc. Office expenses, we already discussed: rent of office building, legal expense, office lighting and power, telephone charges, depreciation of office furniture, office air conditioning expense, sundry office expenses. Okay. Or maybe material, maybe stationeries, postage, sweeping broom and brush, etc. used in office. Okay. Labor may be salary of office staff, managing director, remuneration of director. These are all the example of indirect labor comes under office. Okay. Selling example, material can be packaging material. We discussed already. Okay, packaging, stationery of sales office, cost of sample. Suppose the customer is coming and asking, give a sample. 10 products you give us, we'll see, then we'll buy it. Sample, okay. And then price list printing. Printing of price list. We'll have price list of those days in the printed form. Okay. Then oil, grease used in the selling or for delivery van, etc. Then salary of salesman, sales staff, warehouse staff, drivers of delivery van, etc. Advertising, traveling expense, showroom expense, carriage out. Carriage out means delivery charge. I mean, door delivery. Customer door, we are delivering it. Okay, that expense. Rent of warehouse, bad debts. Insurance of goods in transit. These are all the examples for indirect expenses that may occur in sales and distribution process. Customer entertainment. Okay, customer legal entertainment cost. Okay, sometimes we'll entertain the customer illegally also, but that cannot be brought in here. Okay. Okay, a simple example for you. Can you just identify the cost? Selling agent's commission. Selling agent commission should be placed in factory, office, or selling and distribution cost.
Selling and distribution.
Okay. Warehouse charge. Warehouse repair. Lighting of office. Okay. Director's remuneration. Suppose there is a director who is responsible only for sales. Director marketing. Simple. Traveling expense of salesman. Office. Why, madam? Office. Salesman should not come to office. Any salesman comes to office means he is inefficient. Huh? No sales will come. Normally, the office employee also is not interested to come to office. Salesman always will be in the field or in his own house. Okay. Or in the customer place. Okay, so it is sales and distribution. Next. Rent rate and insurance of warehouse. Rent rates and insurance of office. Admin expense. Lighting of warehouse. Selling. Printing and stationery. Office and admin. Trade magazine. We are subscribing some trade magazine. Selling. Why? Advertisement. You are seeing others' advertisement. What is trade magazine? Admin cost. What is trade magazine? How it is helpful? No. I told trade magazine subscribing. Subscribing means suppose Business World is there, Auto Express, something is there. So these magazines you are buying and displaying it in your office. For what? Some people are coming, their waiting time can be entertained in these kind of magazines. Or you also can get some knowledge out of it. So office, bad debts, selling and distribution. So these are all the some examples testing our understanding. Okay. Why? Brochure of what? Then it is selling. What is delivery labor? That is selling expense. Selling expense. So it is you to understand what expense exactly it is, then we can categorize it. Okay, we already discussed about this, which we should not include in the cost sheet, or which we should not consider as cost at all. We should not consider these items as cost. Example, donation. Okay. But in a P&L account, we'll write it. In other expense, we'll write the donation. But we don't consider this as a cost in the cost sheet. Without donation also, we can do production. Okay. I think without production, we can do production. Okay. Cash discount allowed. It's purely finance cost. What is cash discount allowed? You sold goods for 10 rupee, giving 3 months time of collection period. He is coming and giving within 1 month. In appreciation of that, he is asking, sir, I have to give 10 rupee, but I will give you only 9 rupee 50 paisa. Please accept, because I'm giving you 2 months early. Okay. So that discount is called as cash discount. It's purely financial accounting concept. Okay, it won't come under cost accounting. Next, interest on debenture we discussed, bank charges, interest paid, preliminary expense written off. While starting the company, you might have spent some legal expenses, registration and other incidental charges that need to be gradually recovered from the profit. That should not be considered as cost. Okay. Every year you will have some amount written off in the P&L account under the other expenses column of P&L account, but it will not come under cost sheet. Similarly, goodwill written off, provision for tax, provision for bad debts, transfer to reserve, income tax paid, dividend paid, profit and loss on sale of fixed assets, damages payable at law. Suppose workman is having some problem in the company, he cut his hand. Okay, you are not giving any compensation. You are telling it is purely your mistake. You unnecessarily see here and there, and you put your hand here and it cut. We won't give you any compensation. But he is going to court of law. He is proving that because of the damage in the machine, which has not been rectified long time, he got his injury. I mean, he got this accident. He is claiming a damage. Court is ordering you to pay 1 lakh rupee. Okay, we have Workman Compensation Act now. Left hand means 1 lakh, right hand means 2 lakhs, finger, thumb finger. We have some value for all the human organs. Okay, based on that, the court is giving an order. Next year, we're going to add that in the cost of productions. I have given 1 lakh rupee compensation to the former employee, so you have to give me. That's no logic. Okay, so compensation at law, and then yeah, these are all the expenses normally there in the finance, but it should not be considered to calculate the cost of production. Yeah, tender and quotation. For this purpose only, we are studying this tender and quotation. You might have seen the newspaper and advertisement or televisions. Tender and quotation. What is tender? Tender. I'm just offering my ability, how much I can for how much I can produce this particular article. Suppose government is asking you from electricity to silk board, there is a flyover. Okay, long back we constructed. No? Suppose they are asking for a quotation. Okay, how much you can, for how much you can do this? Specifications will be given. For this specification, distance. Okay, how much will be the cost that you will charge on us to do this work? Okay, you are giving a quotation. Okay, everything you are giving, and you are giving cost, sealed cover, you are giving to the government or the person who is asking for that, based on the lowest quote, lowest price with the same quality. Okay, we will give the contract. Okay, for that purpose, cost sheet is important. Without cost sheet prepared, I can't give a final output to the, final price to the supply, giver of contract giver. It may be a individual, or it can be an association or company, or it can be government as well. Okay, depends upon the work. Mainly civil work, or even in the supply of product, raw material, we'll be asking for quotations. Okay, so we'll do one question in this. Before going to that question, doing a cost sheet. Any doubt in this? Cost. There is no charges here now. Simple. You are attending 16 hours class. After the class, if you fail, what is the problem? That's it. See, simple logic. Maybe introspecting can be taking place, but we can't do anything about that 50 lakhs, 50,000. You quoted 1 lakh. You did the work that costed you 1,50,000. Then you are incurring a loss in that contract. After that, the 50,000 cannot be done anything. But after that, you have to sit and introspect why that problem has occurred. Why? Estimation gone wrong, or there is an inflation in the cost, if there is a time gap between the agreement and the execution, within 1 year, 2 years, there may be a price increase. Okay, normally what they will do to avoid this, after happening, we can't do anything. But before, suppose you had a bitter experience like this, means you will ask the contract, what the person who is giving the contract, for a clause, for a condition, that escalation clause. What is escalation clause? If there is any change in the price suddenly, or if there is any unnecessary delay in the execution of the contract because of you, okay, I will charge this much percentage extra. No. You are trying. See, my two answer I told you. One is, after this happened, you don't have any other option. You have to sit and introspect yourself why it has happened. To go for the next one based on this experience, what and all you can do, I am telling. Once it has happened. That's all. You are not going into asking for any legal remedy for this, because you signed a contract that you will be doing this work for 1 lakh. It is your duty to take care that all expense should be within that 1 lakh, including your profit. But because of some reason, if it is exceeding, then you are firing your finger. That's it. So escalation clause, normally escalation clause will be there, because this is they were telling hypothetical. Maybe 10,000 rupees, maybe more, 5,000 rupees, 5%, 10% maybe extra. You're telling 50%, but in general, maybe 10% will be coming extra. Suppose you lost your material. Suppose it's a civil contract. Okay, you just brought some material and kept it in some place. The public, India. Okay, so people are taking it and going, and you are losing it in the process. Okay, or time delay. The materials are wasted. Cement bag you are buying and keeping it in a place. Suppose it's a flyover, you are keeping in a place. 1, 2 months, 3 months, you are keeping it there only without using it. Rain or some other problem. Okay, it is not usable further. You are ordering new bags extra. Okay, that time your cost is increasing. So all those things you have to only bear it. But normally in government contracts and all, the material they are using for substandard material. They take it for 1 lakh rupee. They'll use only 20,000, 30,000 rupees. Okay, because as he told, we have to give some money to the engineers who are coming and valuing your work, and the accountant who is sitting there and passing your bill. And on the top of that, they have their own bosses. So it go on like that. So that's all different story. That's what the bosses. That's what I told. No, the accountant and engineer, their bosses. Okay. Of course, all those things we are talking about something other side of it. But legally speaking, you should have some escalation clause to cover your losses in case of genuine price increases. Suppose your cement bags are wasted. What is the problem for this contract giver? It is your carelessness. It is you to bear that loss, nobody else. Any other doubt? No. He's talking about general, right? General profit. There is nothing. You can make 1 rupee product and you can sell it for 1 lakh also. And I mean, provided the market is, that's it. See, we are having market economy. Okay, market economy. Slowly, you will be known to the users, so they will be moving away from you. Okay. Criteria is L1 means. I'm not understanding what is that L1. Okay. I'm not. T1 means. T1 means. Okay. Okay. We're telling about sanctioning of the contract. Okay.
No, I have processed a lot of tenders. Government.
So that's what, because normally you do the business in the, HAL, Indian Railway, Indian Energy, all these tenders.
We are talking about the second stage, but here what we are studying is the first stage. Before you give tender, how do you calculate it? Okay, when it goes for that commercial, whether it is acceptable or not, for that it is helpful. Yeah. Any other thing? Technically in this cost sheet and cost accounting. It's time for break. Okay, 11 o'clock we'll assemble. 11:05 we can assemble back. Now it's 10:52. Okay, thank you. After the break, we can work out few questions on this. Okay, all right. So we can practice one or two questions on the cost sheet, what we discussed before the break. Look at this question, illustration number 1. Those are online. Can you see the file shared with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about calculation of materials consumed, the first item in the cost sheet. Okay. So it may be for 5 marker. So calculate the cost of material consumed from the following information for the year ended 1920. Stock of raw material, purchase of end of the year. Opening and closing is there. First one is opening, second one is closing. Then purchase return, freight on purchase, expenses on purchase. So based on this, we have to calculate the cost of material consumed, which can be used as a first item in the cost sheet. Can you calculate this? Calculate this. Take 2 minutes time and tell me answer.
We can't see the number, sir, if it is blue color.
Yeah, that numbers only you are going to find it out. Questions you are able to see now, madam. I purposefully just
It's
hidden
seen.
that numbers. Yeah. I just hidden that answer. I'll just open it after 2 minutes. You please try first, then we can see. Yeah. Okay, normally material consumed is nothing but opening stock of raw material plus purchase of raw material plus any expenses on purchase minus purchase return minus closing stock of raw material. Okay, that is the logic to find out the materials consumed. With this given figure, try to find out the materials consumed. Amount. Two amount column. Yes. One is for just doing some plus minus. No, credit debit does not have any role in cost accounting. Okay, forget about the table. Any logic you can apply, simply you can plus minus and you can do it also. Okay. Not necessarily it should be in a table or it should be in a format. There's no format like this. As we had in balance sheet, we had in profit and loss account, trial balance, ledger, then what you can say, a journal. We don't have any format here. Only the cost sheet is having a format. That's also nothing. Particulars, amount. Just you can plus minus, that's all. Tell me why this is too much of time. 2 lakhs, 26,000 is the, 2,26,000 is the cost of materials consumed. Look at the answer now. Raw materials in the beginning. Okay. Then we added the purchase of raw material. incidental charges of purchase, that is freight on purchase, expense on purchase. Okay, expense on purchase, then minus purchase return. That is equal to materials available for consumption. Actually, 35,000 worth of material was there with us in the opening period of this year. We bought materials by spending rupees 2,45,000 for the material itself, and we spent 5,400 and 600 on the purchase. 18,000 worth of material we returned back to our supplier. Okay, so the net material is 2,33,000. We bought, already available was 35. So total materials available for consumption is 2,68,000. But at the end of this year, 42,000 worth of raw materials were left unused, closing stock. Okay, so the remaining material used is available was 2.68, unused is 0.42. So the remaining amount used is 2,26,000. Okay, so this is how we are calculating the materials consumed. Those who are online, any doubt? Just plus minus. Yeah. Yeah. See, normally we have a logic. We are going to find out materials consumed. Suppose there were 2 apples today morning. Okay, yesterday morning in your home. You bought 6 more apples. Okay, at the end of the day, 1 apple was left out. How many apples your family have consumed? That logic understood? Clear. Same logic. There is only quantity. Here it is value. Okay. So 35,000 worth of raw material was there with me in this current accounting year opening. Meaning 1/4/2019 morning, we had some unit of raw material. That unit we don't know. It is not given here. But the worth of the unit, the value of the unit is 35,000. And then I purchased 2,45,000 worth of raw material. To make this purchase of 2,45,000 worth of raw material, I spent 5,400 rupees through transportation to bring the material to my place. Freight means transportation. Okay, and the expense on purchase. Maybe you might have sent some of the employees of your company to the vendor place to check the material, to place the order. For that, he might have spent some 600 rupees. Traveling expense is boarding, lodging, some food expense, everything, 600. So total expenditure is this much, 2,45,000 plus 5,400 plus 600. And 18,000 worth of raw material you returned back to the supplier. So remaining effective materials from this current year purchase is worth rupees only 2,33,000. How it is 2,33,000? Adding these 3 minus 18,000 is equal to 2,33,000. I had already 35,000 worth of raw material. Now I am getting 2,33,000 worth of raw material. So total raw material available in this particular year 2019-20 is equal to 2,68,000 material available for using. At the end of the year, 31st March 2020, the company is having 42,000 worth of raw material unused. That's what we call it as closing stock. Available material value is 2,68,000. Still unused material is, out of that, still unused material is 42,000 worth. Then how much I might have used? I might have used is 42 is minus from 2,68,000. That is equal to 2,26,000. Why this is told to you now? In the cost sheet, you refer the first item, material, direct material is there, no? If in the question, the amount is not given directly, these many information may be there in the question. So it is you to find out the material consumed. Then you would write that amount, that is in this case 2,26,000, the cost sheet in the name of direct material consumed. Any doubt in this? Those are online? Anybody?
No,
If
sir.
anything is there, please stop me and ask. Okay. Yeah. Look at the next question. From the following information, calculate the prime cost. First of all, what is prime cost? How do you calculate prime cost? Prime cost is equal to direct material plus direct labor plus direct expense. Direct expense. These three aggregate is called as, aggregate of these three is called as prime cost. From the given data, please try to find out the prime cost. I already told you, why do we need this breakup? This breakup is needed for estimating the next year or next cost of production. Okay, that is why this breakup is required. Otherwise, you can sum up all the cost, A, B, C, D, E, F, like that you can sum it up. But we are having here breakups, prime cost, factory cost, production cost, cost of sales, cost of goods sold, like that. Okay, that breakup is helpful for us in estimating the next period cost. Now the problem arises. We have some different wordings here. Productive wages, unproductive expenses, chargeable expense, materials used in manufacturing, materials used in final packing, productive wages accrued, freight on materials purchased, import duty on materials. So we need three items. What are the three? Material, labor, expense. Material. What and all is related to material here? First one is not material, second one is not material, third one is not material, fourth one is talking about material, materials used in manufacturing. So that should be a direct material. Okay. Materials used in final packing is not a direct material. Okay. Productive wage. So you take 72,000 in the name of direct wages. Then productive wages and unproductive. What is unproductive wages? So yeah, it's indirect, just indirect. Don't think that unproductive means just waste. We are paying some wage. It's indirect. Okay. So, but what you have to take here? Only direct, productive. So, productive wages paid is 33,500 and productive wages unpaid. That means accrued means what? People have worked for you, but you did not pay the wage. But both together only is the cost. Whether you pay or not does not matter now. Anyhow, you are going to pay. So, the total wages is 33,500 plus 3,000. So 36,500. Freight on purchase material you have to add in the material cost. Okay. And then import duty also. Import duty. You are importing the materials. It's not a tax paid out of your income. It's a tax paid for the material you are bringing in to India. Okay. So now material. How much? Okay. Also answer. Material is equal to. Yeah, material is equal to 72,000 plus 870 plus 2,130. So material cost is 75,000. Okay, material cost is 75,000. First three added together and written there, material cost. Next, productive wages 36,500 plus chargeable expenses means that is direct expenses. Direct cost, direct expense. Okay. So if you add that, you will get prime cost that is equal to 1,17,100. Most of the time in 10 mark question or 15 mark question, we will be given with direct labors, direct expenses, direct material, directly. Only three things need to be added. But this is just to explain how these three things are coming. That's why this small question is given to you. Okay. So are you all getting this 1,17,100, 1,17,100 rupee as the prime cost? Can we move on to the next question? Yeah. Next one small question is there. From the following data, calculate work cost, cost of production, and cost of sales. It's very simple. You know what is work cost? Work cost is equal to plus factory overheads. Then cost of production is equal to we have already a reference point. You are already in Bangalore. Then again, don't go to some other place and become. If I'm asking you from Bangalore to one city, you can tell that no easy. Already you have works cost. That's it. Works cost plus office overheads. If there is any work in progress, that need to be done in the works cost itself. Okay. Next, cost of sales is equal to, that's all, calculate it, simple. So prime cost is equal to 2,62,500. It's given in the question. Plus factory overheads, that is given in the question 47,290. So 3,09,790 is the work cost. With work cost, if you add the office overheads, you will get cost of production. Cost of production. Along with cost of production, if you add selling overheads, you will get cost of sales. Okay. Then along with cost of sales, if you add the profit, you will get sales, but that is not there in the question, so we are leaving it. So now we are having some idea about the fair idea about the cost sheet. Okay. Okay, next one. From the following data, calculate work cost, cost of production and cost of goods sold and cost of sales, and also calculate profit. Also calculate profit. This is the data. From the following data, calculate work cost, cost of production and cost of goods sold, cost of sales, also profit. Can you tell me how much is the works cost? Only that much? Plus 1 lakh minus 1,20,000. Prime cost plus factory overheads plus opening stock of work in progress minus closing stock of work in progress should be termed as works cost. Okay. 3 lakh. 550, 650, 650 minus 120. 3 lakh. Oh, it's scrap is also there. Yeah, sale of scrap is there. See, 40,000 is there. Sale of scrap. So it is 4,90,000. Prime cost plus factory overheads plus opening stock of work in progress minus closing stock of work in progress minus sale of scrap. So this is coming as 90. Okay, 250 minus 120 is equal to 130 minus 40 is equal to 90 plus 90. Okay, so 90 plus 4 lakh is equal to 4,90,000. 4,90,000. 4,90,000. That is work cost. Then we have to calculate cost of production. So office overhead is given in the question 1 lakh. So 1 lakh is taken as office overheads. Okay. So 5,90,000 is the cost of production. 4,90,000 plus 1 lakh is equal to 5,90,000. That is cost of production. Then after cost of production, we have to add the finished goods opening and minus finished goods closing. Okay. If you do so, you will get cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. 5,90,000 plus 1,50,000 minus 1,10,000 is equal to 6,30,000. Cost of goods sold. Then we have to adjust the selling overheads. If you add the selling overheads with cost of goods sold, you will get cost of sales. That is 1 lakh. Check the question. The selling overhead is 1 lakh. Selling overhead is 1 lakh. So 7,30,000 is the cost of sales. In the question, they are telling the sales is going to be 8 lakhs. Sales. They are planning to sell the total number of units to 8 lakhs. So 8 lakh. If 8 lakh is the sales, If cost of sales is 7,30,000, my profit should be 70,000.
Is it sales minus cost of sale?
Yeah. Sales minus cost of sales. Profit is not given in the question, but they are expecting the entire goods to be sold at rupees 8 lakh. If they are able to sell it at 8 lakhs, the cost of sales is 7,30,000, so the profit is 70,000. That's it. Okay. Look at this question. It's a simple mathematics. Cost of sales is 5 lakhs. The management of the company wants to have 25% profit on sales. Somebody told that sir was telling his company is expecting 20% on sales. He's thinking his company is expecting more, but this company is greedy than this company, 25%. Okay. 25% they want to have a profit on sales, meaning if they sell for 100 rupees, their profit should be 25 rupees. So what is the cost? So selling prices? If you are not knowing debit credit accounting, okay. 2 plus 2, 4, 3 plus 2, 5, that logic you should know. Recollect, please. A plus B is equal to C. A is cost, B is profit, C is sales. Okay, now come to accounting. Cost plus profit is equal to cost of production, cost of sales plus profit expected. Put together is equal to selling price, value of sales. Now, my company is expecting how much percentage of profit? 25% of profit on
100.
On sales.
On sales is written on the board. Don't tell your own perception. 25% on sales. If my sales is equal to 100, my profit should be 25. If that is the case, what is my cost? 125. 625. 100. Okay, I'm so sorry to teach you mathematics. Sir, look at the equation. Cost plus profit is equal to sales. Okay, then profit is equal to?
3,75,000.
Profit is equal to sales. Then profit is equal to?
Sales minus cost of sales.
Sales is equal to?
Cost plus profit.
Cost is equal to?
Sales minus profit.
Okay. Now my company is expecting 25% on sales as profit. If I sell my goods for 100, what should be my profit? If I sell one product for 100 rupees, what should be my profit? 25 rupees. If that is the case, what is my cost?
125 rupees.
How you get 125, man? It's 75 only now. See, simple logic. Cost plus profit is equal to sales. Sales is equal to 100. Profit is equal to 25. Then cost should be 75 only.
75.
Yes, madam. Thank you. So now calculate the sales and the profit. I repeat again the data. Cost of sales is 5 lakh. Cost of sales is 5 lakh. Look at the point. Cost is 5 lakh. Okay. Profit is 25% on sales. Look at the word sales. Okay. Then calculate the sales and profit. Not standard mathematics. Please do it and tell me.
Sales is equal to 6 lakhs 25.
Sales is equal to 6 lakhs and profit is equal to
1 lakh 25.
1 lakh 25. How, madam, can you prove this? How did you arrive that?
if the profit is 25% on the cost of sale,
Yeah.
cost of sale is 5 lakh.
No, 25% is not on cost of sales.
Sorry, okay, I was confused, sir. Sorry.
25% on sales.
Sales.
Please allow me write down. If you don't know, you have to write it only. There's no other go. If sales is equal to 100 rupee, if sales is equal to rupees 100, profit is equal to 25 rupees. Okay. Therefore, cost will be equal to rupees 75. Cost will be equal to rupees 75. Cost of sales will be equal to 75. That is a fact given in the question. Next, cost of sales is equal to how much? 5 lakhs.
5 lakhs.
Cost of sales is equal to 5 lakhs. Therefore, profit is equal to 25 divided by 75 multiplied by 5 lakhs. Okay, 25 divided by 75 multiplied by 5 lakhs. Whole thing multiplied by 5 lakhs. What's the answer now? Simplify that equation. 25 by 75. 1/3 of 5 lakhs. No, how much? 1,66,667 is the profit. Next, sales is equal to cost of sales plus profit. Sales is equal to cost of sales plus profit. That is equal to 5 lakhs plus 1,66,667. That is equal to 6,66,077. 6,66,077. Okay. But the question is saying you one more thing. That is, what will be the profit? What will be the profit and sales if the company wants to have 25% profit on cost of sales? Only one word is different here. Previously it was told 25% on sales. Now it is 25% on cost of sales. Write it now. If profit is equal to 25% on cost of sales, if profit is equal to 25% on cost of sales, cost of sales will be equal to 100. Cost of sales will be equal to 100. Therefore, sales will be equal to
125.
125. Sales will be equal to 125. Cost is 100, profit is 25. So cost plus profit is equal to sales, 125. Okay. Next, if cost of sales is equal to 5 lakhs, if cost of sales is equal to 5 lakhs, profit is equal to, if cost of sales is equal to 5 lakhs, profit is equal to 20 by 5,
Divided
20
100.
by 25 by 100
125. 100,
into
sorry.
5 lakhs. 1,25,000.
25,000.
Therefore, sales is equal to 6,25,000. It is a pure mathematics, nothing accounts, but the variables are relating to accounts. Whenever you say percentage, it should be on what? That is important. Simply, if I say the company is giving me dividend of 300%, what do you mean by 300%? It looks very big number, 300%. Normally, dividend will be given on out of profit, given out of profit. But given on the percentage should be calculated on what? Suppose profit of the company is 100 crore. Can the company give 300 crore as dividend? But it looks like that. No, 300% is given as dividend. It is not profit. Please understand. Dividend is not a percentage of profit. Dividend payout ratio is a percentage of profit. Please understand. Dividend payout ratio. Suppose I'm telling you, my company is giving us 70% as TPS. I mean, dividend payout DPR, dividend payout ratio. Meaning, out of 100 rupees of profit, 60% of the profit is given as dividend to all the shareholders. If I say 300% dividend, it refers to the face value. Suppose you are reading in a newspaper or you are listening to NTTV Profit, they're telling you Infosys has declared 500% as dividend. You may think that, okay, 500% dividend, great amount. If you go in detail, one share is equal to 1 rupee, 500% of 1 rupee is equal to 500 rupees. So you are not good in accounting, okay, understood. That's why I'm here. But mathematics, then I have to go to mathematics teacher. I am also not good in mathematics. What? How much, sir? 500% of 1 rupee is equal to? Okay, 100% of 1 rupee is equal to? 200% of 1 rupee is equal to?
5 rupees.
Please, 5 rupee. So I'm trying to tell one great, I mean, some misunderstanding in the market, but you are deviating from there. If Infosys is announcing 500% dividend means you are going to get only 5 rupees as dividend for one share. If the face value of the share is 1 rupee. Normally, face value may be 1, 5, or 10. Mainly, majority of the company is having 10, 5, 1. Even if it is 10 rupee face value, you are going to get how much? 50 rupees maximum as dividend. So, whenever you are expressing something on percentage, you should be knowing what is the base for that. That is important. Okay, that only gives the absolute value. Percentage is something relative values. Okay, fine. So now you know how to calculate profit on sales and how to calculate profit on cost of sales. Okay, cost of sales means percentage divided by 100 minus that percentage. In our example, 25 by 75. If it is cost of just sales, I mean cost of profit as a percentage of cost of sales means directly the percentage by 100 into cost of sales. If it is given as percentage of profit is a percentage of cost of sales means the amount, percentage amount divided by 100 minus that percentage into cost of sales. That's why you have to calculate. Otherwise, go by the logic. Don't, nothing wrong. You can write one by one and you will understand and you calculate. Okay. Next. Identify the following items into factory, office, selling, and distribution expense. We have already done. Once again, we can try. Selling agent's commission is an example for sales and distribution overheads. Yeah. Factory manager salary is an example for factory overheads. Very good. Warehouse repair is an example for selling and overheads. Selling and distribution overheads. Okay. Advertisement again, selling and distribution. Office salary.
Office overhead.
Office and admin overheads. Factory rent.
Factory overhead.
Last one, traveling expense of salesman.
Sales overhead.
Selling and
Distribution.
Very good. Yeah, it's still going on. One more minute you can take. Rent rates and insurance of warehouse.
Selling and distribution.
Rent rates and insurance of office.
Office overhead.
Renting of warehouse.
Selling and distribution.
11th one, printing and stationery.
Selling and distribution.
Office. Printing and stationery office. Trade magazine. Bad debts. Director remuneration.
Office overhead.
Factory premises insurance.
Factory overhead.
Depreciation on office equipments. Warehouse charges.
The depreciation on office equipment comes under which overhead? Sir?
Comes under
Which overhead?
office and admin overheads.
Okay.
Okay, it's clearly given office equipments.
Okay.
Office equipment may be computer. Huh? Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Yeah, correct. Yeah, depending upon where it is related to, what is related to. Yeah, So warehouse, selling and distribution,
Sir,
lighting
if
of
it
office,
was a manufacturing equipment, it should have come under.
depreciation on machinery, factory expense, factory overheads. There it is not equipment, it may be a machine plant, of course. Okay. Lighting of office, admin. It is given here. No, we are talking about overheads. You are talking about income. I'm talking about expense. Scrap is not coming under anything. Scrap is a revenue. We have to minus that while calculating the scrap is not sold. We don't worry. One second. Let me finish this. Scrap is not sold. We don't worry. Automatically got adjusted. No. We have to. I mean, finally, the number of outputs will be less than what you expected. Suppose 1,000 unit you are expecting, 100 is scrapped, but you are not able to sell it for even a single rupee. So 100 is minused from the number of units, not from the cost of production, because you are not fetching anything. So while dividing the total cost, instead of 10,000, you have to divide that by 9,900. So it is automatically adjusted in all the units average cost. The cost of average will increase. The 100 units cost, the bad unit cost is borne by the good units. That's the logic. Suppose total cost is 10,000. By 10,000 is equal to 1 rupee is the cost of production. If nothing is wasted, nothing is scrapped. But assume 1,000 is scrapped for our easy understanding. 1,000 is scrapped. So number of outputs finally we are going to get as 9,000 units. Total amount of cost of production is 10,000. 10,000 by 9,000. So we'll get more than 1 rupee. Previous case, 10,000 by 10,000 is equal to 1 rupee. Now it is going to increase the cost of production because my carelessness or because of the nature of the production, 100 units or 1,000 units are lost. The cost of making 10,000 unit is going to be the cost of making 9,000 units. In that way, it is adjusted in the cost of production.
In case of we are using some rentals to dispose the cases.
The net effect, suppose you are using a vendor to dispose it, third party you are appointing, you are getting 10,000 rupees sales. For disposing that, you are giving them 1,000 rupees. So net effect is 9,000. So scrap will come as 9,000. That's it. Okay, so this is the example for different overheads. Okay, this is a full-fledged question of cost sheet. Look at this. Calculate the total expenses of factory. That means factory overheads, office overheads, selling and distribution overheads. Also calculate the expenses. Okay, this is not a cost sheet. This is again giving you some more chance of knowing all the expenditure with the number. Okay. So again, factory expenses. Can you identify all the factory expenses? Factory manager salary, factory rent, factory premises insurance, only 3. Look at the solution is given here. 3 items added together and we got the total of factory expenses, factory overheads. Okay. Next item is office overheads. Look at these office overheads. Yeah, printing and stationery. Printing and stationery. Trade magazine. Which one? Director remuneration.
Lighting of office.
Lighting of office.
Office
Depreciation
salary.
office equipments. Office salary.
Rent,
Rent.
insurance of office.
That's all. Look at this. Printing, trade magazine, depreciation of office equipment, lighting. This is along with figure. That's all. Previously, we identified only the name, but now we are having numbers. We are adding that number. That's all. Next, selling, Look at this: selling, warehouse, bad debts, advertisement.
Advertisement. Rent, rates, insurance of warehouse.
Traveling
Travel
of
expense of salesman.
Okay. So these are all the items. Look at this: traveling, advertisement, bad debts, warehouse, rent of warehouse, lighting of warehouse, warehouse. Here it is given both separately: selling and distribution. Okay. But in the cost sheet format, we don't have two different one, together only. Okay. Next item, which
Sir,
will
why
not.
do we consider bad debts under selling expenses?
What is bad debt?
Which cannot be recovered. The amount which cannot be recovered.
Amount which cannot be recovered. What do you mean amount which cannot be recovered?
Which is given to.
Yes, madam. Madam, what is meant by amount cannot be recovered?
Which is given to some other person.
Suppose I have given 10,000 rupees to you. You are absconding. I am not able to recover from you. Will it be called as bad debt?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
No. That cannot be called as bad debt. It's between company and customer. So company is selling goods on credit. The customer is not paying back the amount. That is becoming bad debt. Debt which is not good, which is not recovered. Unrecovered amount of credit sales is called as bad debts. Unrecovered, irrecoverable. Actually speaking, irrecoverable, not unrecovered. Irrecoverable portion of the credit sales is called as bad debt. Why are you giving goods on credit basis? Why are you selling on credit? Why don't you sell? Why don't you say like Metro, cash and carry? Give cash, carry the commodities. Why don't you say that? Why don't you say that? To increase the sales. So this is the strategy of marketing, increasing sales. So it's an expense related to. That is why it is coming under selling and distribution overheads. Okay, madam, are you getting it?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Yeah. So that is the reason. Yeah. So some of the items which do not come under cost sheet, we already discussed. In this, what and all is there? Yeah, donation. Where is donation? Yeah, donation, bank charges,
Interim dividend
interest on
paid.
debentures, interim dividend paid. What is interim dividend? In between two accounting year ends, they will be just giving you just like
Dividends.
internal mark. Your internal mark is there, and I come to know, okay, I will just definitely pass in accounting because my CAA 1 mark is this much, but it is not even evaluated and given the mark. Some company won't give you interim dividend. They will give you only final dividend. They will make you to wait. Okay, wait, let the company performance you can see later. Some companies, what they will do, depending upon the quarterly performance, they will just make you to be happy. Okay, get this amount of dividend. So you'll be happy. Okay, my company is doing somehow good. Interim dividend, it's a dividend actually. So dividend is out of profit, not cost. So it won't come under cost sheet. Director remuneration, everything is fine. Provision for tax, it won't come under. That's all. Look at this. Yeah, items which will not come under cost sheet is donation, bank charge, interest, interim dividend, and provision for tax. Okay, now this is somehow a question of cost sheet. Illustration number 8. Look at this. There are some data given to us relating to a company's production. From the following data relating to the month of January, prepare a cost sheet to show the following components: prime cost, factory cost, cost of production, total cost, and profit. Direct material, direct wages, direct expenses. Look at this. These three things you can just add it together. You'll get the prime cost.
Prime cost.
Prime cost. Look at the answer. Direct material, direct wages, direct expenses.
Direct
Added
expenses.
together, you got prime cost. Prime cost. Okay, next. Factory rent, office rent, All these things are relating to office and factory overheads. Can I do this? We can take some 5 minutes time. Quickly, you can do it. Prepare a cost sheet. Take a table, cost sheet for the month of January. If company name is there, write the company name. Cost sheet for the month of January. Particulars, amount. Cost of, the number of units are given. If number of units is given, you can divide the total cost by number of units to find out the per unit cost. Okay. In this question, I don't think number of units are given.
It is not given, sir.
Yeah, so we can leave it. Yeah. You can just take the total cost. So you can take only 2 columns for amount. 1 column for particulars. Particulars, amount. 1 column is just for taking a total or minus. Last column is for the exact figure. Yeah, correct. This is correct. You have to take the total of these 3 here in the name of. Where is it? Yeah. Plant always will be in factory. Those who are online also, please try doing this. If you are having
Yes,
a
sir.
system, do it in Excel. Otherwise, if you are having a pen and paper, do it in book. What's the prime cost? 85,500.
85,500.
How many items are there in factory overheads?
5 items, sir.
Okay. Total of that 5 is
29,650.
total of 5 items of factory overhead is it 7,150? If that is the case, factory cost is going to be 92,650.
So his factory rental rate is 25,000 or 2,500? Can you go up to 2,500? Sorry.
So how many items are there in office overheads? Six items are there. Telephone can be in anywhere. Office also, factory also, warehouse also. But generally we take it into office.
If they are not specified.
Yeah.
Postage and bank charge, like, consider with the cost.
Why do you connect the postage and the bank charges? Both are different now. Bank charge is a finance cost. Postage is not a finance cost. Postage is a operational cost. Postage means sending a letter to customer, sending a letter to government, sending a letter to supplier, even employees. All are old usage, postage. Nowadays, who is sending post? Everybody sending a mail. 6 are there now. Office rent and tax, office salary, legal charge, printing, telephone. Yeah. Director remuneration. Legal charge. So total of office overhead is no, total. Total of office overhead is 4,050. If that is the case, cost of production should be 96,700. Then come to selling and distribution. Which one? Okay, number of items in selling and distribution. Advertisement, salesman salary, showroom rent. Which one? Sales also. Sales is revenue or expenditure? So 3 items are there. The total of 3 items are 4,500. Then cost of sales will be 1,01,200. So sales is given or profit is given in the question? Sales is given 1,16,000. So write it in sales 1,16,000. We know cost of sales, we know sales. So the difference between sales and cost of sales is profit. That is 14,800. So one question on this for 10 mark. 10 mark question is there for you? 10 marker is there, no? 5, 10.
Just a question.
Yes, sir.
During the exam, do we have to classify the same way it has been shown here in the solution, as in make separate this thing? Like even for like the question where we had to calculate the percentage. So probably one can do even mental math and come to conclusion. But do we have to mention all those steps? Will that be important?
No, what is the answer for this? I mean, what is asked in this question? Any percentage is asked?
From the exam perspective, how they should be shown, and if steps are necessary in all of those, even percentage questions. And in this step here, I can see that it has to be shown in a way where it has been classified.
Even in suppose there is nothing called percentage question, they may be asking you to find out the cost for 10,000 units or 5,000 units if it is produced the next year. Yeah, I got this question. So in that case, we need percentages. Suppose frame cost is 5 lakhs. Mentally, you are just calculating 3 items together, and he is asking the percentage can be just calculated and applied in the new cost sheet. No, you have to do both the cost sheet in detail. The percentage can be shown in the workings. Suppose in this case, what is the percentage of selling and distribution overheads on prime cost? What is the selling and distribution overheads total? S&D overheads, how much is the total?
4,500.
4,500. What is the percentage of S&D overheads on prime cost? 4,500 divided by 85,500 into 100. That you can do mentally, but that need to be shown as a workings along with this cost sheet and one more cost sheet. In the next cost sheet, they will give you the number of units produced for this and number of units to be produced for the next cost sheet. Suppose this cost sheet is for 10,000 units. They may ask you to prepare a cost sheet to find out the cost of sales for 1 lakh units. We can't just go with the proportion. Suppose here The cost of sales is how much? Cost of sales? 1,16,000. Sorry, 1,01,200.
1,0200.
1,01,200. We can't just take this divided by 1 lakh or 10,000 into 15,000. We can't do like that. Fixed cost will remain always constant. Factory rent is there. If you produce 1,000 units also same rent, no unit also same rent, 20,000 units also same rent. Only variable cost will change. So to answer his question simply, you have to prepare this cost sheet and then you have to work out the percentages and you have to prepare a new cost sheet. 3 things are forming part of answer. Yeah, you can do mentally, no problem, but you have to show that in writing. Only I can understand whether you write your own or you taken from somewhere. Okay, gentlemen, you got the answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is the same thing you understood? Fine. So this is the cost sheet to be prepared. Look at the another question. There are so many questions in this file. This is for my regular class, so it is having a lot of questions, more illustrations. So you can work out that little later. One more thing you can take that adjustment, opening, closing. We have not done that. Opening stock, closing stock. In this case also it is not there. Yeah, in this case it is there. Number of goods, number of items produced is given. See, okay, let us take this question. Just I'll explain to you. Look at this illustration number 10. Can anyone on the online can read the question for all of us?
The following figures are taken from the books of manufacturing company for the year ended on March 31st, 2020 for the production of 10,000 units.
One second, madam. So this data given to us is relevant to? It's okay. For how many units of production?
10,000 products.
That you have to keep in mind. Okay, next. Madam.
Prepare a cost sheet showing clearly the cost per unit under the various element and also the profit or loss per unit.
Okay, so we need to have one more column. That is called per unit column.
Per unit column.
Particulars, amount, per unit. 2 amounts column we can keep, and third one is amount per unit or cost per unit. Third amount column, cost per unit. So totally 4 columns would be there. Okay. Next. Yeah, madam.
Direct material is 25 lakhs. Direct labor is 8 lakhs. Depreciation of factory building 16,000.
Okay.
Insurance.
So, once again. So what is the prime cost here?
25 lakhs plus 8 lakhs plus 16,000.
Why 16,000?
Sorry, sir.
Huh? Since it is given near to that, you are adding that also.
Yeah.
No. Look at this. 33 lakh is the prime cost. Only direct labor and direct material. There is no direct expense given in this question, so we are ignoring it. So 33 lakh is the total prime cost to make 10,000 units. Then what is the per unit cost? 33 lakhs divided by 10,000 is equal to 330. Material wise and labor wise also I have taken the breakup of per unit. Okay. Plus works overhead. Look at the question. What are the works overhead given? Depreciation on factory building is a works overhead. Factory building insurance is a work overhead. Okay, I will take this. Okay, and then I will take this. Then, yeah, salary is given. The total amount of salary is 2,75,000. But there is a mention over there, including that of sales manager rupees 20,000 and factory chief engineer is 25,000. So out of 2,75,000 rupees of total salary, 25,000 is belonging to
Sales manager.
Factory chief engineer. So that should come under
factory overhead.
only that portion, 25,000. Next. Yeah. Electricity including 5,000 for administrative office. Only 5,000 is for administrative office, so remaining should be for factory. Factory. Okay. Then factory indirect wages.
Indirect wages.
That's overheads. Yeah, that's it. Look at the answer. Depreciation of factory building, insurance of factory building, salary of factory chief engineer, and then electricity cost 30,000. Yeah. Yes. So factory indirect wage 4,20,000. So total is equal to 4,93,000 divided by 10,000 is equal to 49.30. Works overhead per unit is 49.30 if we produce 10,000 units. Okay. Next, the total of factory overheads plus prime cost is equal to works cost or works overhead. Sorry, it's not works overheads. It should be works cost. Works cost. Next, we have to add with office and admin overheads. Look at the question. Administrative expense is there. Electricity 5,000 is there. Depreciation of office building 10,000 is there. Branch office expense 30,000 is there. Salary. Yeah, salary is there, no? 20 plus 25 is equal to 45. Remaining all is for total salary is
Office.
2,75,000. 20 is going to sales manager, 25 is going to chief engineer. Remaining all office.
Office.
That's all. Yeah, insurance of staff car, which staff we don't know. So office staff. Office building, you have to take. Okay. Yeah, look at this. Depreciation of office building, depreciation of staff car, insurance of staff car, insurance of office building, salary. Total is 2,75,000. Out of that, 45 is gone for factory and selling and distribution. So remaining comes under office. Electricity of office 5,000. Other office admin expense 60,000. So total is 3,23,500 divided by 10,000 is equal to 32.35 per unit. So cost of production is going to be this work cost plus office overheads is equal to 41,16,500. As usual, we have to divide that by 10,000 to get the per unit cost of production. So next we have to add the selling and distribution overheads that they are given in the question. Sales manager salary, advertisement, sales promotion expense, expenses in industrial exhibition. You will go for exhibition to showcase your product. Okay, branch office. So okay, branch office here is considered as a selling office. That's why it's coming here. Branch office. Okay, it's purely depending upon the information. If you don't know, you write a note. If it is not very clear, don't know means not that don't know. Okay, I don't know, sir. Depreciation where it will come. Okay, not that don't know. I'm telling about confusion. I mean, not clarity. There is no clarity of information in the exam. So you put a note. Suppose simply depreciation is there. Where we'll take which depreciation is the question. Nothing is there. Normally depreciation is for factory because there only lot of equipments, a lot of machines will be there. So you take in factory and write a note. Depreciation is considered to be a depreciation of office factory equipments. No, sir. Amount is 5,000. There are material 5 lakh, 50 lakhs, labor 10 lakhs. So much of the amount is there. But depreciation is given only 5,000. So you're taking it in office. You write a note. Depreciation is considered to be depreciation of office equipments. That's all over. Okay. So now here I told you when I was talking about the question, I told you to take it in the office expense, but the answer they have taken it in selling and distribution. So the meaning is branch office is sales office. They kept 2-3 places to sell the products, expense of that offices. Okay, that is why. For this, you have to write a note. Branch office expense is considered to be a expenses of a branch of a sales. Okay. In reality, it is not required because we can clearly know what it is. Okay. So you take a total of that 1,07,000 Per unit is 10 lakh, 10 rupees 70 paisa. Total cost of sales is 42, 23, 500. Okay. Any doubt in this? It is very simple. So you can give this for 10 mark or 15 mark. It's a little scoring. Actually, the subject will be there separately for BCom and BBA as a cost accounting separately. It's a scoring subject, 92, 98. They will get it. Just very simple. So remaining questions you go through, and any doubt you can ask me later. If you work out the questions, it is very easy for understanding this concept little more further, deeper. Look at this question. It is given a stock of material. What do you do with this? This is opening stock of raw material. This one is closing stock of raw material. Look at this. Yeah. Opening stock of raw material plus purchase plus carriage on purchase plus closing stock. That is equal to material consumed. This total of this. The answer of this is going to be material consumed. Similarly, they have given the opening stock of finished goods. No, it's not given. Another question you take, say for example, yeah, this question is the work in progress they are given. Opening stock of work in progress, closing stock of work in progress. It need to be adjusted before calculating the works cost or factory cost. Along with the factory overheads, add opening stock of work in progress minus closing stock of work in progress. Similarly, after calculating cost of production, we have to adjust the stock of finished goods. Add opening stock of finished goods minus closing stock of finished goods. What is the meaning? Why do we add this? See, already this year we are spending 1,20,250 as a cost of production to produce some number of units. Already we had unsold stock, last year's unsold stock. So that's also added now. So the total cost of goods sold is this much. But after this year, we still have some unsold goods that need to be minused. So the net goods sold is costing rupees 1,43,250 before you make any selling expenses. Okay. So you make selling expense, add that cost of sales minus sales minus cost of sales equal to profit, or cost of sales plus profit is equal to sales. The 25% question we have done now. Why we have done in the bigger question like this, they will give you company expects 25% of profit on sales or on cost of sales. So that time sales will not be given to you. It is you to arrive at the profit, add that profit to the cost of sales, then you arrive at the sales. Then you divide the total sales by number of units, you will get the selling price per unit. So this is a logic. Okay. So this is a small exercise of ascertainment of cost. Any doubt in this? There are so many questions. You can just go through this. It is there in your LMS. This will give you comprehensive preparation of cost sheet. No other units are like this. This unit is having a lot of questions. It's already there. I just downloaded from LMS. Corrections we have not done much, no. One or two. Yeah, that. Yeah. That's I mean. Plus minus I written. Bold letter I written. Some cost of production I written in P small letter. I written P cap letter. See, my problem is actually whenever you give me some document to correct. So many people give the documents for the project and all. No. First I will see the dressing. Then only I will see how you are building your body. First dress, meaning alignment, and then proper letters and all. So that's my not expected. That's my what you can say drawbacks, limitation. By the time others will just look for the merit of the paper, merit of the particular concept. But I look for only the first one: alignment, comma, full stop, the capital letter, small letter. That's my problem. Then only I'll go for inside what is there. So in that way, I just touched upon that. Otherwise, no mistake. Yeah. So anything else? This please read this. Among these, only 2 questions may appear in the exam. It's open secret. How many pages are there? Some 62 pages are there. 62 pages are there. Among these, 2 questions. So I will tell the office to have the exam offline. If they agree for that, I'll take 2 questions from this. Offline? Okay, offline exam means 2 questions from this compulsory.
15
It's
marks
online?
or 5 marks, sir?
Any questions? Online means my question style is just open. You are also having open, no? So I'll also give open question. So you cannot get any. Yeah, offline. Okay, if it is offline, I will promise you, please prepare this 62-page document, 2 questions. One is for 5 mark, one is for either 10 mark or 15 mark. We'll take this. That will help you to little increase your marks. Questions, question pattern. Anybody gone through in LMS question pattern? Maximum questions. 100 mark question, 100 mark paper. You are writing for 3 hours now. You are writing for 3 hours. Just out of my memory, I'm telling you, reconfirm with the office. 100 mark paper, 5 marker, 10 marker, then 15 marker. 45 mark is there for 3 questions. So 3 into 15, 45. That is case study they call 45. So 45 is over. Out of 100, 55 is remaining. In 55, 25 is there for 5 marker. 5 into 5, 25. So 25 plus 45 over. How much? 70 over. So 3, 10 mark. 3 into 10, 30 marks. So this is the question pattern. No, is it 4 10 mark? Is it not 3 10 mark? Check it. Out of. Okay, if it is wrong, please check it your previous year question paper. As long as I remember, 5 marker, 25, 3 10 mark, 30, 3 15 mark. Yes, any 3? 15. Okay. 40 plus 15, 55. Fine. So what I told is only one is correct. Last one is correct. 3 into 15, 45 mark. Okay. 4 into 10, 40 mark. 3 into 5, 15 mark. Mark is okay, but number of questions I told wrong. 5, 10, 15. That's a mark. 3, 4, 3 is the number of questions. Yeah. No, see how quickly you are understanding the question. I don't know. I'm not even understanding what he is asking. Suppose a person writes exam for 100 mark, he is getting 80 mark out of 100. Up to that, I'm understanding. After that, 60 mark. Sir, 100 is the overall mark is 100. Okay, so 80 by 100 is equal to 80 by 100 into 40 is equal to how much? 40. Out of 40 you have to convert. Already you have out of 60. Assignment 1 30, assignment 2 30. So 30 plus 30 60. Out of 60 you are having some mark. Now out of 100 you have some mark. That out of 100 is brought down to out of 40. It will fit in this 60. So it will become out of 100 in that way. Otherwise you will get 120, 130 out of 100. No. Yeah. So that is not possible. If that is the case, you do not submit any of your assignment. Out of 100, you can get 40 marks. You will get pass. That is not possible. Okay. What is suggestion paper? Model paper. Previous. This is one of the suggestion paper. Okay, that we will talk about in the last class. I think we have another 2 more classes or 1 more class. 2 more classes. Okay. We have one cash flow statement to complete, and we have one marginal costing to complete. Okay. As of I know, these 2 are there. Let me check again the course description.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, I have a
That
doubt.
time last class we'll talk about some suggestions and the suggestion paper. Okay. Yes, madam.
Hello. Sir, under
Madam.
factory overheads, heating, light, and power.
Yeah.
which is of 65,000 into 8 by 10. What is 8 by 10?
Which question?
The one which is there in this slide. Yeah, this question.
Just now it is there. Okay.
Yeah. So can you
Heating and
scroll
lighting.
down?
Once again, all of you please listen. Heating and lighting. Yeah, 65,000 is given in the question.
Yeah, what is the ratio? Was that asked in the question?
Okay, this is one question. Look at this. Distribute the common expenses based on this logic. Heating, lighting, and power in the ratio of 8:1:1 to factory, office, and selling and distribution. What's the total expense of heating and lighting?
65,000.
65,000 divided by 3. Sorry,
Yeah.
65,000 divided by 10.
That needs to be divided based on
10.
this ratio.
Is equal to 65,000 by 10 is equal to 6,500. 6,500 into 8. That amount will go to the first one. What is that? Oh, factory. Okay. So 65,000, sorry, 6,500 will go to office. Another 6,500 will go to selling and distribution. Are you able to get it? Simple logic. 65,000 is the total. That expense are divided by 3 departments. One is factory, office, selling and distribution in the ratio of 8:1:1. The total is 10. Total expense divided by 10 will give one part of the expense. Now into the number of times. 8:1:1.
That applies for all of the rent and rates and
Yeah,
depreciation.
it depends upon the ratio. The last same
Okay.
logic, but what's the ratio given in the question? That should be total. Suppose rent and rate is given 2/3 is for factory, 1/3 is for office. So suppose total rent is 3,000, rate and tax 3,000. 2,000 will go to factory and 1,000 will go to office.
Okay. Yeah, got it, sir.
That is the logic. Any other doubt before you close? Not now.
And same logic applies for third point, depreciation to be provided
Yes.
on office
Depreciation on
appliance.
building. Total amount of depreciation, how much? Divide that by 10. Multiply that answer by 8. That amount you give to factory. Multiply by 1. That amount you give to office and selling also. Suppose total depreciation is 10,000 means 8,000 should be written in factory overheads. 1,000 each should be written in office and distribution expense.
And not this question, sir. Third point, depreciation to be provided in office appliances at 5%.
5%. Office appliances, how much is there? Total value of office appliances. Look at the question. I think you are given the trial balance. Office appliances. Yeah, office appliances, how much? Value of office appliances. Yeah, look at this. 17,500 is the office appliances. They did not give you the depreciation. They given the rate of depreciation. What is the rate? Office appliances worth is 17,500. Rate of depreciation is 5%. So 5% on 17,500. The amount should be written in office overheads. Similarly for plant and machinery and building. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Anything else? From online? Assignment, everybody submitted. Date is still there. Second assignment. If you have any problem in submitting, if you have any problem with any kind of accounting for managers related, please contact me. Okay. Office people are there to help us, but they have so many work. If you tell me, if you tell, we can easily amicably settle it. Everybody is having your own, their own pressure in personal life as well as in office life, professional life. Many things are there. In addition to that, you are doing this. You are inviting one more pressure. Okay, for your betterment in future. That's what. Nobody. Meaning is you are involving in some other extra work also. Your peers, your colleagues may not be having this work, means they are little relaxed in comparison to you. So in spite of that, you are doing it. So we are here to help you for genuine cases. So approach in correct time in a right manner, so we can help you. Okay. The basic fundamental aspect in today's education, higher education, and not even higher education is helping the students. Simple. Not finding fault with the students. Gone are the days. Those days, we people keep those people who are doing fault separately. But now, go along. Develop with all. That's the concept today. Okay. And then giving you something. That giving you something will take place in so many form. So you just adjust. If there is any problem, I am the point of contact. If I'm not reachable, try reaching again. Okay. So point is, I'm there helping you. But any circumstances is there, try next time. That's all. Don't disturb the people in office unless otherwise it is highly pressing you to do that immediately. Okay. With that, we can wind up for today's class. If you don't have any other doubt, if you have, please contact me in mail or in WhatsApp or in call. Okay. Thank you so much. See you in the next class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So with your permission, we will end up the session online. No doubt, nothing. No, if anything is there, you can contact me. I'm just winding up the meeting.